Welcome to classes by Inspire Physics. Today we have a topic electrostatics. In the previous class, we have seen electric charges at rest. We have seen the properties of electric charges at rest. Electric charge is having an SI unit of Coulomb. Okay, now we will see how the charges are able to interact. See, there are two charges in nature, positive and negative. These charges can interact with the help of field lines, or we can say lines of force. Surrounding every charge, whether it is positive or negative, there will be field lines. Say for a positive charge, if you have a charge that is positive, if it is an isolated positive charge, the field lines are directed away like this. Field lines having a direction directed away. Okay. And if you have an isolated negative charge, the field lines are directed towards the negative charge. From infinity, the field lines will be directed towards the negative charge. This is a direction of field lines for an isolated positive charge as well as isolated negative charge. With the help of these field lines, the charges are able to interact. Okay. Now in electrostatics, we have an important law related to the interaction of the charges. See, we know that two positive charges will repel with a force. Two negative charges also repel with a force. One positive and negative charge will attract with a force. Now we need to know how much will be the quantity of the force. We need to know the magnitude of the force. The magnitude of the force between two charges is clearly given by Coulomb's law. So according to Coulomb, if you have two charges Q1 and Q2, see one charge is Q1, other one is Q2, let R be the distance between them. Okay, if R is the distance between them. According to Coulomb, see, we are just going to see Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law. According to Coulomb, there will be force between them. See, by experimental, it is proved that the force between these two charges is directly proportional to the product of the magnitude of the charges. Also, it is inversely proportional to square of the distance between the charges. Now we will combine these two. When we combine, we have F proportional to Q1 Q2 by R square, or we can write a constant also, F is equal to constant K into Q1 Q2 by R square. Okay. Now let us see the constant. Constant K depends on the medium between these two charges. Sometimes there may be vacuum between the charges. Sometimes there may be any medium between the charges. So the main medium depends on the value of K. Okay. And what's the value of K? The K is having a value. K is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon. Now what is epsilon? Epsilon is indicating the permittivity. The permittivity of the medium between the charges. If we have vacuum between the charges, it has got a value called permittivity of vacuum. It has got a value 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12 Coulomb square by Newton meter square. This is unit of permittivity of vacuum. If you have any medium, it is called permittivity. See, epsilon indicate permittivity of the medium between the charges. If vacuum is there between the charges, epsilon 0 will be denoting the permittivity. It is having a constant value. If you are taking the ratio epsilon by epsilon 0, it is called a relative permittivity, epsilon r. Okay, now we can substitute here K is equal to, if there is vacuum, what we can write? K is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, only vacuum between the charges. Okay, now let us assume there is vacuum between the charges. How can you write equation? F is equal to, we can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, then Q1 Q2 by R square. This is the force between the charges, magnitude of force between the charges. If in the region between the charges there is vacuum, this will be the equation. Now let us see what is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. Epsilon 0 has got a value. Okay, 4 pi also having a value. When you evaluate this, this will be equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9. Okay. So how can you write? F is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9 Q1 Q2 by R square. Now let us choose R is equal to 1 meter. See, we are placing the charges at a distance of 1 meter. We have charges Q1 and Q2. See, magnitude of charge Q1 and Q2, let it be 1 Coulomb. Then what will be the force between them? The force between them will be equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton. Why? We gave a Q1 and Q2 1 coulomb, distance also 1 meter, so this will be the force. So by this we can define 1 coulomb, means unit charge. See, 1 coulomb is that charge when kept separated at a distance of 1 meter. See, 1 coulomb is that charge when kept separated at a distance of 1 meter. If they have same sign, if they have same positive sign, okay, or negative sign, they will repel with a force. What will be the force of repulsion? This will be the force of repulsion, 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton. So in this manner, we can define 1 coulomb of charge. So 1 coulomb of that charge contained by 2 particles. When they are kept separated distance of 1 meter, having same sign, they will repel with a force of 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton. In this manner, we can define 1 coulomb of charge. Okay. So now let us see what is permittivity. Permittivity means, see, the medium will allow the lines of force to pass. The medium should allow. Vacuum will allow the lines of force to pass from one charge to another easily. Then only there will be interaction between the charges. The ability of a medium to allow the lines of force or the field lines to pass through is called permittivity. Okay, permittivity of vacuum is given by 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12 coulomb square by Newton meter square. Now we need to express this coulomb square in vector form. See, we have two charges Q1 and Q2. I'll just draw once again. We have the charges Q1 and Q2. Let R be the distance between them. See, if they have same sign, the charge Q1 will repel the charge Q2 in this direction. I can write the repulsive force F12. The charge 1 repels the charge 2 by a force F12 in this direction. See, in this direction I consider a unit vector, that is R12 vector. Okay. Similarly, Q2 will repel Q1 in the opposite direction. This is the direction. I just give a F21 vector. And in this direction, I have unit vector R21 cap. How can I express the force between them? See, F12 and F21 I can write like this. What will be F12? F12 is equal in vector form. F12 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 by R square. Then, so these things will give only a scalar value. To convert to a vector, we need to multiply the unit vector. R12 cap we need to multiply here. Similarly, what is F21? F21 is also having same magnitude as the F12. This also will have same magnitude 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 by R square. But what about R21? R21 cap we need to multiply. See, we can see they are in opposite direction. So we can say there this is a mutual force. F12 vector should be equal to F21 vector, both having same magnitude, but direction is opposite. Okay, this is a vector form of Coulomb's law. So we have seen charges, the field lines surrounding isolated charges. Now the field lines help the charges to interact, and we have got equation for interaction, that is force between the charges. Okay, now what is permittivity? It is the ability of medium to permit the lines, permit the field lines so that they can interact. This is called a permittivity. Epsilon is a symbol of permittivity. Epsilon 0 is a symbol of epsilon 0 is indicating permittivity of vacuum. Now this ratio is called a relative permittivity. It has got one more name. This is called a relative epsilon or relative permittivity, or we can call a relative permittivity. Relative permittivity. It has got one more name called a dielectric constant. Dielectric constant. So relative permittivity is also known as dielectric constant. Okay. Now we have one more topic we need to complete today, that is electric field and intensity of electric field. See, surrounding every charge, whether it is positive or negative, there will be a region. Within that region, another charge can experience a force. Another charge means we keep another charge within this region. If the charge is kept outside the region, there will not be any force. So that region surrounding every charge is called an electric field. Okay, now let us consider a charge. So let us consider this charge. See, I am just considering this region. Within this region, if this positive charge is having a charge Q, this is plus Q. Within this charge, at every point there will be electric field. Outside it, I can say it is outside the field. At any point here, there is an electric field. Here, there is an electric field. So electric field will have intensity. Okay. Now suppose I need to find the intensity at this point. At this point, let this point be at a distance r from this. What I will do? I need to place a charge, let 1 coulomb charge. See, at this point I place a 1 coulomb charge. Okay, if there is 1 coulomb charge, it experiences a force. What is the force experienced? See, the force experienced by a 1 coulomb charge placed at a point in an electric field is called electric intensity. So I can use a symbol electric intensity. How will we find the force experienced by the charge? See, the same equation we can use. Force is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. This we can use. Direct equation we can use. 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 we can use. Is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. Okay. Now Q1, Q2. Q into 1. That is Q divided by R square. This is the intensity. Okay. So since this is a positive charge, here if you want to express in vector form, we can imagine a unit vector like this. Outward like this. It is R cap. So it will be multiplied by R cap. Okay. This is the intensity directed away from the charge. See. At this point, we have placed a unit positive charge. Then it will experience a force. This force will be called electric intensity at this point. What's the direction of electric intensity at this point? Since it is positive charge, it is away from the charge. Okay. Now, this is the equation of intensity. Now, suppose if you place a charge Q, it is 1 coulomb charge. If I place a 1 Q charge at this point P, this is point P. At P, okay, if I place a Q coulomb of charge, what will be the force experience? I can say force is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. Okay, I'm just writing the magnitude. Then Q into Q divided by R square. This is the force experienced. Okay, this is the intensity. See, what is the magnitude of intensity? I'm not writing the vector form. Magnitude of intensity, I can say at this point is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R square. This is in the vector form. This is the intensity at this point. This is the force experienced by a charge Q placed at the point. Now, how they are related? Now, when you divide these two, we can see that the intensity is equal to the force. If you divide with a small q, we will say it is equal to F by Q. See, intensity and force are related by the equation is equal to F by Q. So, this is the intensity at this point. How did you find the intensity? To find the intensity at this particular point at a distance r, place a 1 coulomb charge. This will experience a force. This is the force experienced, that is the intensity. This is in the vector form of intensity. For positive charge, unit vector is directed away. This is the direction of electric intensity. It is directed away. Now, if you place a charge Q at this point, it will experience a force. Now, how this intensity and force are related? The intensity is equal to force divided by the charge which you kept there. If Q is a charge kept there, that charge you need to divide. Now, what will be the unit of intensity? It is force by charge. We can have a unit Newton per coulomb. Okay, Newton per coulomb is a unit of electric intensity. See, you have seen direction intensity for a positive charge. It is away from the charge. This is a direction of intensity. This is a direction of unit vector and direction of intensity also. Okay, I can say this is a direction of electric intensity. Now, I have a negative charge. See, for this negative charge, if I select a point here, let this be a point P. Now we can see the intensity has direction towards a charge like this. This is a direction of intensity due to the negative charge towards the charge. Okay, this will be a direction of which direction of a unit vector also. This unit vector having direction towards a negative charge. See, intensity due to a positive charge at any point will be directed away from the positive charge. If it is a negative charge, intensity at this point is directed towards the negative charge. That's the direction of electric intensity. Okay, so we have seen electric charges, electric field lines for isolated charges, Coulomb's law, and we have seen what is electric intensity. We have got equation of electric intensity due to a point charge. So these charges are considered point charges. For these point charges, these are the direction of electric intensity, and these are the equations for electric intensity. Now we'll see what is meant by a dipole. A dipole means two charges. One is having a positive magnitude, positive charge, a positive sign. Other one is having a negative charge. It is separated by a very small distance. Let us choose this is center of the dipole. Let the distance be 2a. Okay. This arrangement is called a dipole. So we can say it is electric dipole. Electric dipole. What is electric dipole? It's an arrangement of two charges of same magnitude but opposite sign. Okay, its characteristic property is the characteristic property of electric dipole is dipole moment. Now, what is dipole moment? Dipole moment is, how will you find dipole moment? It is the product of one of the charges. Any one charge you need to take, multiply by the distance between them. This is having a symbol x vector. It is vector p. Vector p is equal to q into 2a. So it has got a direction. The direction of dipole moment is from a negative charge to positive charge. So I can say this is the direction of electric dipole moment, from a negative to positive charge. Direction of electric dipole moment. And what is the unit of dipole moment? It is charge, coulomb. This is meter. So coulomb meter. Coulomb meter is a SI unit of what? Dipole moment. Okay, so we have seen electric dipoles, dipole moment, then electric intensity, then we have seen Coulomb's law and important relations for force experience between two charges. Then for electric intensity, the mathematical expression for electric intensity you have seen, and then vector form of Coulomb's law. Also we have seen direction of electric intensity due to positive charge and due to negative charge. And last we have seen what is a dipole and its characteristic property known as a dipole moment. Okay, hope that you have understood. Thank you.